Business podcast. Welcome to another episode. This is Brayton and my brodio from another rodeo. Sean is right across the
Never
street.
been to any rodeo, but I will take Brodio.
Yeah, dude.
Brodo Baggins.
Oh, oh, that's a good one. Brodo Baggins.
I'll be a Brodo Baggins.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Man.
How's it been?
Dude, it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. This is probably one of the most ill-prepared podcasts that we've
They
done,
don't know
but-
that.
What? Up! Cat's out of the bag.
Look, we got an iPad on the table.
Yeah.
We got some brewskis.
Got some modelos.
We are ready.
Yeah,
We are ready.
we're doing. Yeah, but I'm doing good. You know, baby's starting to sleep through the night, which is nice.
All right.
So she's really taking to NyQuil very well. And you know, it's
So your sleep schedule is
process.
kind of more or less getting better as well.
yeah, it's getting a little bit better.
All right.
Yeah, which is as a new parent, essential.
Right. Your text messages are starting to make more sense again too.
Oh yeah, they're still at 3 in the morning.
It's still 3 a.m. Hey, what if we get a lizard iguana for a podcast and then a Nicki Minaj it? It's like, I'm not sure what.
Never mind. I'm sorry, Sean. I need to go to sleep.
Yeah, so you can still text me at 3 a.m.
Oh, okay.
I'll be there for you.
I set my alarm.
That's right. Oh, thanks.
Sean asked for it.
Oh,
How you been?
I have been going to Home Depot a lot, constantly buying new mop heads to clean up the wet mess that is my sweaty balls in my apartment because it has been way too hot.
Whoa, you need
Was that too
mops.
long of an explanation? Was that too much detail?
I feel like you were trying to bury the lead about how sweaty your testicles get.
I don't want to lie. I want to be honest, but I didn't want it to be the thing you took
You're
away
like,
from it.
I'm going to paint an elaborate picture just so I can make this joke about
So,
how sweaty my
Aisle
balls
14, Home Depot. There was a sale, 3 for the price of 2. So I
Oh.
picked them up, just mopped up my balls really quick, and then just really get my money's worth.
are. Yeah. You know, and next thing you know, you got 2 left to get the other side.
That's oh man, I just burned through mops.
It's yeah. You
No,
got-
but anyway,
you got a lot to go through.
Long story short, it's September and it's still really, really hot in San Diego.
Mhm.
If you guys are listening and you're out of,
I want to get back to Home Depot. What do the employees look
Oh.
at you like? Oh, back again, Sean.
no, they usually look at me like, oh, you don't know where something is and you think I know where something is.
Yeah.
Like,
Or do you go up like on the slide like? Oh, it's funny about the situation here. I don't know. Like, well,
medical emergency.
it's really hot, and I got a little bit of a swamp situation downstairs.
You should go to the garden department. No,
I don't need
it should-
mulch.
Let me.
I already got that.
Didn't help. Just made mud.
Just made, but I need. It's more of a kind of a cleanup in aisle 6 situation.
Oh, you're
that's
gonna-
where our mops are.
That's perfect.
Point me in the right direction, sir. Boy, it smells like lumber.
Now, do you have any that can fit in my pants? And then that's how I got kicked out of Home Depot. And now I'm a Lowe's guy. And
Oh.
I'm better for
You
it.
should try one of those as seen on TV ball mops.
Oh, those work?
Maybe. You can
Well,
give
I
a
saw it
try.
on TV.
I mean, it's on TV.
You know, we did when ShamWow was a thing. My parents did buy some of those at the fair. My parents never spend money at the San Diego County Fair where they have like all the gadgets and gizmos from TV. And the thing that year was ShamWow, and it could like absorb water. They were playing videos. He did demos. It looked great. And then we bought some, took them home.
And you opted not to get that. That seems like the perfect solution for your problem. And you're
Well,
like,
now
you're,
that I'm
you're in the
thinking-
section and you're looking at mops with a 3-foot tall handle, and right next to it is a ShamWow.
A
and you're like,
ShamWow will hold the weight of the moisture. I don't want to just waddle around. I need that to slowly just decrease the amount of moisture with via leaking and dripping. And why are we?
Well, we probably need to move on from this. But
Yeah.
the ShamWow is
Anyway,
well,
long story. We're sponsored by Home Depot now.
No, we are reverse sponsored by Home Depot.
That's right.
Meaning they don't. And if you want to send a check in the mail, we will delete the episode.
So balls in your court.
Yeah. Speaking of as seen on TV stuff,
Okay.
So they was the ShamWow one of the only things that they purchased from that, or would they watch TV and then the next year, whenever they went to the convention,
The fair and all the shops. No, that's a great question. The only other thing that I remember them buying that I know of is the pet hair like comb, where it's kind of like a regular comb for your pet, but all the hair like sticks to it, and then you pull the little latch, and then all the hair just dumps out into the trash.
The closest thing that I have to that, I didn't see it on TV. I probably saw it on like a Facebook roll, but it's that, but it's a glove.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Which also
that
makes sense.
classic thing where it's like, I guess,
Yeah.
like I'll try it. It's not that expensive. It's just 3 easy payments of $19.99. So.
But if you order it on TV, they like double the order, absolutely free.
except it's not the other hand. It's all
What about
left hand.
I was gonna say
gloves.
they're only right-handed ones. All the left-handed people are like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?
You're not petting dogs. We
discriminating."
know that dogs hate left-handed people.
That's true. They're more cat people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have cats. And I have one that really needs to be
true.
pet with a glove. And it actually works pretty well.
Oh, so you own one?
I do. I
Oh,
do.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's not too bad.
Man.
It's a little scratchy on my neck, but
Okay.
when
your wife tries to use it on you for your back hair situation.
sure. We can call it that. Baby, it's Valentine's Day again.
We should totally wax my. Forgot you're into that cat fetish stuff, but
Specifically getting my neck rubbed.
yeah, nothing really sexual. Just you
No.
pretending to be a cat. A little role play, but that's it.
No. Yeah. We go on a date. I get my neck scratched. It's a pretty nice situation. Dude, I did not realize until we started wearing the headphones how much other sounds there are. I don't want to call attention. I don't want to call attention to anything, but
I'm gonna call attention.
I'm going to call attention to it. I'm hearing the air conditioning.
We usually record a little bit later in the day, but maybe it's. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hear it in the headphones. Maybe after we do some like post stuff.
Oh, we're not doing
Makes sense.
anything to
Oh,
these.
I'm gonna do it this time.
Yeah,
and
are you?
it's not just
Are
gonna
you?
be in the left headphone for whatever reason.
All right. Yeah.
I am-
for the noisy nation. That's that your emails are heard. Even though you didn't write them, we heard
No,
you.
there was one person that. Oh no, there were 2 complaints. I'm so sorry. I know it wasn't just the
no.
one, which means that we had at least 2 listeners the last episode.
Ah,
Ayo!
we got you.
We did it. We have done it.
Finally, our testing has worked out.
All right. Well, we got the first one, audio only in one side of the headphone. Nothing we can do about it. We're not going to go back and re-record that.
No.
So deal with it. And the next one is our icon logo via our streaming service or provider, Podomatic, when it goes to like iTunes and iHeartRadio. It's not uploading our little logo picture thingy anymore. It just says a Podomatic podcast or something like that. So we apologize. Josh Edwards, thank you, buddy, for pointing that out.
Oh, did he present a solution?
No.
Calling people out by name.
Oh,
hopefully
okay.
he wants.
Okay,
that. Hopefully he wants that kind of exposure.
Here's a segment.
If anything,
You wanna-
give his band handle out if you're gonna throw out such. Thanks, mindful of. That's great.
Oh, actually, hey Josh, if you're listening to this, we love you.
Mindful of. At mindful of on Instagram.
No, I'm actually doing a real one.
What?
He's in his other project, Moon,
Oh shoot.
Electropop, San Diego duo. Still Joshua, trio. Anyway, they're playing House of Blues, so we will be probably posting that somewhere on social media to support our friend.
Yeah.
That's playing local music. Anyway, also Josh,
Give us a thumbs up if you hear this in both headphones, and head over to the House of Blues.
and we are gonna do our best to fix that picture situation. Right. No, I'm going to. It's really annoying.
Okay.
But anyway, so Josh is a good friend of ours. Did he DJ'd my wedding? You got married
did not.
You got married before DJs were a thing. Before
we went
electronic music was a thing.
We went to college together.
Oh yes.
And that was when me and him hung out, and I guess you'd say the ground floor of all his.
That's right. You are the business side of the noisy business technically,
Yeah.
because that's what you
I
went
got
to
my
school
fingers
for.
in a lot of things, and it's he's been doing really, really good, and I'm glad to support him in any way possible with this huge platform that we've created. Hashtag Noisy Nation.
Hashtag Noisy Nation. Hashtag support Josh.
Yeah. Boy,
we should. Okay,
send the
first
check
of all,
in the mail, though.
we're gonna edit this out unless he sends in that check.
Oh, we probably should.
No, actually, Josh was supposed to. Well, a long time ago, I wanted him to be a guest. So at some point,
Oh, yeah.
we could totally bring him on if we get the budget for a third microphone. Home Depot, come on, man, help us out.
Oh, or we could just be BYOM. He records music. He has microphones.
It is feasible that he has another microphone, but then we only have an audio interface with 2 inputs. And are we really gonna,
Josh, you want to upgrade our system?
Josh, if you show us how to have you be a guest, how do we have a third person so we can actually have a guest? We will consider bringing you on eventually.
I love the thought of having guests that are specifically to make our podcast better. First, Josh.
Not a bad idea.
First, Josh, to get this interface, mic situation, headphone situation worked out, and then Joe Rogan.
And then
We've been giving him a lot of props too, so I should probably not lean on that. All right. Anyhow, speaking of music, we've been
what have we been doing?
one of the things we wanted to talk about.
Oh my gosh. All right, you guys. So buckle up for this one because this one's going to be a bit of a wild ride, especially because me and Brayton basically Brayton and I, oh my god. I'm so sorry.
I wanted to be your mom for just a second.
You know, this whole parenting thing is really going to your head, and I don't want to call you out on it, but no. Okay, so
Live on air.
Brayton and I stand pretty strongly on one side of this argument, and it is basically
The border problem.
and we just happen to live in America, so that's the side. No, I don't. We're not bringing.
We're not
this
going
up.
there. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the issue?
It is whether or not rock and roll or rock music as a genre is dead and or dying.
Yeah.
And why hip hop, pop music in general is
Still
succeeding,
going strong
and there's new, fresh, young artists coming in. There's younger people headlining festivals compared to rock music, and we just need to get into this.
And kind of when we talk about rock, we're talking about metal as well. Kind of the
any subgenre of rock at this point.
Yeah, kind of the 4-piece style. I guess,
not necessarily like anything weird or underground. Anything that is has its roots in rock. Yeah. Okay.
It's probably my favorite music to listen to and play.
Okay.
I would say. I wouldn't say I wouldn't call myself a like that's the only thing I listen to.
Yeah. Like today we were listening to soundtracks whenever we were setting up. We talked about John Williams and Hans Zimmer.
It was very pleasant and it was very nice, and I'm glad to see that he's still around.
Yes.
And there is there's a lot to be said about John Williams.
Can while we're talking about happy about people still being around and rock music, can we go ahead and talk about the new Post Malone single that has Ozzy Osbourne on it? Have you heard this song?
No.
Okay, so those of you that don't know, I'm sure most of you guys do know because Post Malone is huge right now, and his album just came out this week.
And Ozzy Osbourne is not dead.
And Ozzy Osbourne turns out he's not dead, and that's it. No, he's featured on the newest single, and it's kind of like a chorus part.
I love it. The mumble rap mixed with someone who also doesn't speak very well.
Dude.
I smoked 2 blunts the other day. I bought once.
There you go. I was get there a little more British mumbling, but you got there at the end. Good
I
job.
lost it.
No, okay. So not only is he still alive and kicking,
Sean, was I supposed to be a postman? Was that
oh yes, Ozzy, you're going to be recording.
Oh God.
With Post Malone.
Is he the one with all the joy on his face?
Yes, there's going to be Plenty of ladies there for you for the picking.
I'm not.
There's gonna be drugs. There will be drugs.
You know, I still love my drugs.
Oh, we still love the drugs. No, okay.
What do you think?
Ozzy Osbourne, but on the song, he sounds as good as ever. It doesn't sound like he's trying too hard. It doesn't sound like he's trying too hard
At
to
all?
be young.
Wait, Ozzy Osbourne doesn't sound like he's trying anymore.
He, no.
Hey, Ozzy, can we get one more take? You can blow, you can blow, suck my twatter. Did he say twatter?
No, he's saying to follow him on Twitter because he just figured out it's a thing, and he's asking you to follow him. He's got 4 followers.
If you want any more takes, my hot takes will be on Twitter.
Let's stay focused here. All right.
No,
No, any opportunity we get to do a British accent on this podcast, we'll take it.
I'm also enjoying the thought of pretending to be Ozzy Osbourne and him not caring at all.
We should have booked an interview with Ozzy Osbourne.
How
Maybe.
dare you not tell me about this? I would have prepped this a little bit more.
I didn't know we were going to talk about this.
Ozzy Osbourne
I
stuff.
thought that you would have known about this song already.
Ozzy
Well, now we know what's
hasn't tweeted in a while, so I don't got his hot takes on
he's
on
got
the
he's
singles.
got an account. He doesn't know how to post. He just types it out and then he just.
I'd like him to. He's all kind of. He's a little senile. He's like, okay, we're gonna click him in. He's like, all right, I'm going off. No, we're not. We're not singing that song, Ozzy. What?
Brain.
No, that you're here to sing on Post Malone's song.
Oh, yeah,
Although, hey, Ozzy, I don't listen to Post Malone enough to know whether or not he has a voice like that.
No, he's a normal dude, kind of, with face tattoos.
How do you make a voice that sounds like you have face tattoos?
How do you sound super uneducated and didn't graduate high school?
But has the hustle like no one's else.
For real. Okay, anyway, the song is super hot right now, and all the teens, this is why we know rock is dead, because all like the audience that follows Post Malone,
Yeah.
they're too young. They don't even know who Ozzy Osbourne is. So in all these comments and stuff, they're like, I don't know who this Ozzy guy is, but thank you, Post Malone, for putting unknown people on the map. Like,
Yeah.
this guy's going places now. It's like,
The
only place he's going is to his next doctor's appointment for his...
You know what's weird is how much Ozzy Osbourne has been in, or at least his music has influenced other genres.
Oh, Black
Like,
Sabbath is huge.
But I'm thinking specifically Lil Jon's "Let's Go." Dun
Oh, okay.
dun dun dun. Let's go. No.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah, dude.
That got it. That was like a baseball, like sporting events, like jam for years.
Yeah, dude.
They'd always play that song. I remember it.
But interesting that I'll have to listen to it.
Who approached whom in that situation?
I'd like to think Ozzy did.
Excuse me, Mr. Post Malone. I like to think of myself as a pre-Malone, but would you do me a favor? Before I die, I'd love
I just
to
like a
be on,
little. I just want to finish on top.
I'd love to be on one of your songs.
Record.
Your record.
We must do it quickly. I'm not done.
I'm gonna kick the bucket.
I got a crazy train idea.
So that was the final nail in the coffin. The coffin.
Yeah, that one was.
Ozzy Osbourne is an unknown, and he is a rock god status legend. Has influenced thousands of musicians.
Well-known animal abuser.
Well-known animal abuser, drug abuser, reality
All
TV
around
show
partier.
star. Oh yeah. But kids don't know him these days,
No.
and that's.
But I'm glad that he's still getting exposure.
But okay, so
Still
anyway,
trying to be relevant.
if we're opening the door for hot young contemporary artists,
But we're saying this is an indication of how weak rock is, because in order for there to be any kind of relative ties to rock, it's got to go through more popular music.
yeah, and I mean, you know what? As far as collaborations go, I'm all for it. It is sad, but at the same time, there's people like Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin that's still alive. It's like, dude, have him collab with somebody like, hey, bring back Lil Nas, like Lil Nas X, him and like, I don't know, I like as far as older rock and roll singers, like maybe that's what rock and roll needs. We need to introduce the younger generation to how awesome these guys were, and then some of them will go explore their older cataloging and figure out how awesome rock used to be.
Rock fans would not go for that at all.
So I heard I don't hate Post Malone.
Remember when Slash played the Super Bowl and with Fergie or the Black Eyed Peas? I think it was. That was.
But he's not a singer though. I'm at this point. I'm just talking about just like singers before they kirk to burker.
Well, that's the problem. Is almost all there aren't any like huge relevant bands from the last decade. All of them
that are like hot rock bands. Like
like any like headlining shows. Are basically like even metal shows, Disturbed.
They're all older bands.
They're all huge bands that started in the 90s.
Yeah.
And late earlier.
Some of them. Metallica. Metallica is still.
They're still touring.
They're still grinding away. But I mean, dude, it's been.
But we like
crazy.
You don't have any number one hit songs.
Do you think it's only a matter of time before there's some new or like subgenre, some vein?
I think it
new
ebbs
vein
and
of rock.
flows. Yeah,
it will.
Yeah.
But what do you think the next one is going to be? Because a lot of people think it's going to be some kind of another version of new metal, because they still are going to have rappers want to get away from mumble rap a little bit more to aggressive rapping or like angsty rapping, not just mumble, and then that's going to cross over with
rock fans have such a
guitars.
Rock fans have such a animosity towards top 50.
It's true. It's
top
their
40.
So it's kind of their own fault
Stuff.
Yeah.
Where if a rock band consistently gets into those places, they would then be considered to be almost not rock anymore.
Oh, okay. Rockstar. Also, to expand on that, rock stars aren't really like rock stars anymore. The rock stars are hip hop artists. Yeah. I mean, it's such a weird place to come to eventually because of the term itself.
Yeah.
Rock stars. They're not playing rock music.
And well, also.
Rock stars don't want to be rock stars anymore. Like,
well, they're all sobering up and they're old.
Yeah, exactly. They figured out that's not what they want. It'll ruin your life.
My bones are brittle and are breaking down. I can't continue this lifestyle.
But look at Metallica though. Like, they've gone through the ringer.
No, that's exactly who I'm talking about. They are almost.
They've sobered up, except for.
No, I think
maybe not Kirk. I think he still does some drugs.
Yeah, well, probably smack the bowl a little bit.
But anyway, like hard stuff and like alcoholism.
Maybe. Who knows? But almost, if you see a lot of interviews from those bands, a lot of them have cleaned up and
so they don't
kind of just
exactly
focus more.
They don't want
on the music, and they continue they want to do music, which is really really cool, and less of the rock star lifestyle that kind of moved on to
they don't want
hip hop.
anymore.
Like even just with like the face tattoos, kind of doing the counterculture rebel,
like the Bad Boys
moves. Yeah.
The Bad Boys in the Limelight.
Yeah.
They're all in that
and
genre.
And I wouldn't want to say that's what makes rock popular, or that's what makes rock stars. Like it's not Motley Crue.
True.
Like I guess that's what we think of when we think of like rock star attitudes and acts.
Just party.
Yeah, but it's it's just they're I think rock fans they're still into physical like they'll still listen. They'll still listen to records, and they'll still
still
to
buy
CDs.
vinyl.
They're listening to radio. They're not really listening to Spotify.
They're buying merch from like the Beatles. They're buying merch from like the Who still. Like, so are rock people living in the past too much? Are they clinging on to the past so that there's not easy enough opportunity for the next generation to step up and do it, or is it just enough of a culture shift that rock is basically going the way of traditional like punk rock, where they say punk is dead, punk is dead? Like rock is basically dying, and unless there's some new influx of a younger generation that the younger kids, the younger audience can cling to, like it's only a matter of time before all these people are old and then new rock ceases to be anything.
I don't know.
That's what I'm scared of.
I'm not really scared of it because there's still like punks. I don't think you could really say anything's really dead if you can listen to the music.
Well, as far as like mainstream, where it can, where a greater audience can reach it that doesn't know of
that.
it.
Like if we named a band that was the equivalent of Post Malone, people would be like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh.
Where if we say a particular band right now, some people would go, oh, I never heard of that band, or like there's a lot more sects.
Yeah.
That it kind of spreads into, and it's the only band that I think that has kind of went from, that I can think of, that has went from like low popularity or kind of sub
Like underground almost?
underground to
Mainstream.
to like full on mainstream, but still within
I've
the
got
rock.
a couple in mind already.
Really?
Yeah.
The main one that I can think of that went from that did a fast rise is Volbeat.
Oh, okay. You're still talking about like rock. I was thinking of 21 Pilots, because
interesting.
they kind of had their music in like underground, kind of like playing with some like rock bands and stuff. But now they're one of the most popular acts, and they're not really hip hop because like they're playing live instruments.
I think that's kind of where rock is going
Yeah.
to be more mainstream. It's going to be a combination of the two. It's going to be a new thing of those rock elements mixed in with. I mean, Post Malone kind of does that a little bit in some of the songs, but it's really still more.
You don't really need like 4 or 5 other guys to create music anymore, though. Just like in a band, like you can
technology
be one person.
technology has really made a difference, and I think one could argue to the detriment of rock, because one of the biggest things in rock is playing together as a band, coming up with ideas and playing and recording it together,
and really defining a sound,
musicianship. And you have a lot of different aspects and elements going into a final product, whereas you can by yourself create your own rock music, doing all like go full Dave Grohl and record it all in a day, and it's still rock, and you can produce it and listen to it, but it doesn't have that.
It's kind of lost its essence. It's almost lost its soul.
Well, like back in the
rock
day,
and roll lost its soul at one point.
I would say back in the day, like you could do it all by yourself, produce it, and then send it out. But back in the day, you'd have to gather a group of people to produce that music. Like you would not be able to make that sound without having more people involved. Yeah. So I think the progression of technology has really kind of made a way for people to make more music, which it was very limited when you got the radio. That's already a limitation of how you're going to hear music, but also producing music.
Right.
You needed to have more people in the first place. So now that almost anyone can do it with a laptop, you don't even have to have all the instruments to produce something.
Need a laptop
to be creative, which is amazing, and maybe to the detriment of the popular rock band. So as with technology, it's going to change stuff, but I don't see it necessarily as a bad thing, because there's always room for good music, and even if you find a band that nobody has heard of and you like the music, then great. And especially with Spotify and all these music services where you're able to listen to it easier. Finding bands are easier.
Right.
It's
the ease of access. It's never been better to be a listener for discovering like new music. I remember like Pure Volume back in the day was like one of the only websites that you could go to, kind of like even early
remember
MySpace before MySpace was
Yeah.
popular. Like
Yeah.
you would go on there, and that's where I first found out about bands like Anne Berlin and stuff. Like bands could basically be a nobody, and then they would post stuff up there, and then people would be like, "What's this sound? This band sounds so rad."
Yeah.
But we kind of lost a part of that too with Spotify, because Spotify even has like multiple plays. It's like, hey,
Yep.
you like these bands, you should check this out. And it's like with the whole word of mouth thing has lost a little bit of its magic too.
Yeah.
That was cool back in the day when people would be like, oh, you haven't heard of these guys? Like, I'll burn you a CD.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was like the mixtape.
Oh,
do
yeah.
Do you remember when MySpace was a thing and you could put your music on your page?
Oh yeah.
And for about 2 weeks that was cool, and then you were like, where did the person put their where did the person put their play box so I can turn this off?
At the bottom of the page,
Yeah.
never coming here again.
Yeah, and because you'd also go to other screens like, oh, I didn't know they were friends with this person, so you click to there, and then the music would switch, and then you go back to their page, and then they go back on again, and you'd be like pulling out your hair and just
Especially if
have
you had
everything
like
on
a
mute.
slow computer, like
Yeah.
slow internet connection, you're just like, oh god. Or if it was like a bad song and
Yeah. or if you like the music and you like the song, so you stayed on the page longer to listen to the song, but you're like, I'm here to surf the web.
You had to constantly check if your friends had you in their top 5 or
Yeah.
top 10 or whatever.
Do you,
What kind of friend were you? Did you have a top 5, top 3, top 10? What
I
were
think
you?
I was a top 10.
I think I was. I
person.
think I kept it to 5.
Really?
I was
Kept it close to the
I was
chest?
honest. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
No.
these guys? That's it.
It's all I need.
That's all I need. Just 5 of my bros and one crush to let her know that.
Oh, actually, you know what? I don't
right
think I
there.
ever did anything that ballsy.
Whoa, see, that's why you have the 10.
Oh.
So you can mix it up a little bit and let your crush know that.
Let your crust know.
Let your crust know that you are into some pizza pies.
And by that we mean pepperoni nip.
Oh, pepperoni nip. Oh, jeez. But yeah, you throw.
Oh, I miss-
You make your top 10, and then you put in a bunch of dudes, and then you throw in a couple of the
Sprinkle
ladies
in
that
the
you
ladies
like.
that you're talking.
Yeah. So that you could go. So you could go like, listen, you're not my number one.
It's like here's
You're not my number one. That's for Tom.
like number 1 from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, right. Well, he created the site for
Do you
us.
still have a MySpace account? Do you know your password still?
I think we all still have a MySpace account. No one deleted it. We just
True.
assumed that it's no longer in existence.
I've gone onto old band profile pages of mine and tried to listen to the music that we posted, because that's all, and it doesn't play anymore. So
Oh, really?
yeah, that's a bummer.
Oh, wow. Apparently, not everything lasts on the internet. Not everything's forever, or we're just so obscure.
Hey,
that
well,
they
you know
lost
what?
it.
The rock and roll we know it is also not going to last forever. It's going to change, and we just
Real
have to
sign.
adapt with that. And then
Yeah. Speaking of a dead topic, we just killed it.
we just killed it. No,
But dude,
there was just
Love-
one other thing I needed to talk about.
oh, okay. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's get into it.
'Cause I
You
didn't-
teased me on it a little bit, and I wanted to know. And let's. So Sean's about to break down some serious relational issues.
It's an issue.
that
it's big.
Yeah, give us a little.
I'm not
intro
happy
on
about
this.
it. Oh. Alrighty then.
Whoa. Coming in hot.
All right. So here's the thing.
Break it down.
So, our mutual friend.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, let's say it. We're naming names?
We're naming names. I'm calling him out.
Oh. At him on Insta.
At him right now. Boom. When you're editing clips. Boom. I want flashes. Boom. Boom. Boom.
Smash.
I hope you've gotten better at editing this. You're gonna.
Jeez,
Anyway. I was thinking about having a bone to pick segment, but this is bigger than just a mere bone.
Oh, because we're talking about his?
No. Leave that out of this. This is 100% serious.
All right.
This is not a joke.
Oh. Good lord. Neither is that.
Oh no, that's super serious.
But outside of inside jokes, do it.
All right. So this guy,
He's going to be he who we do not speak.
should we have a code name for him?
Let's call him.
Who? Benedict Arnold.
I was gonna say that. Okay.
All right.
All right, Mr.
So
Benedict.
Benedict Arnold over here.
Okay.
He reached out to me. He invited my wife and I to a double date thing because he wanted some sushi. Him and his wife, Mrs. Benedict Arnold, as far as I know.
Okay.
They wanted to get some sushi.
Yes.
Wanted to go on a double date. We've been throwing that idea back and forth, and then they landed on sushi. They're like, "Hey,
It's a great double date dinner.
oh, it is, and they reached out to us, and it was kind of last minute for us.
Olive
So
branch.
no,
Oh, okay.
no.
My goodness.
So on Sunday, he's like, "Hey, maybe we can do this sushi date thing," and he just gives me like a little window of opportunity, and definitely I want to do it, but me and my wife had other things going on. We couldn't make it happen that short of notice, not that we didn't want to, we just couldn't make it happen, And I said, maybe later on this week, like on a weekday night, like we can go out and have a double date thing. He's like, okay, sounds good. So from my side of the story, for the sake of the story, make a long story short, yesterday, Wednesday, I'm like, hey, Rob, I could really go for some sushi right now. We've been friends for so long, we hang out.
Sans wives?
I'm sorry?
Sans wives? No wives?
With wives.
Oh, you were saying let's go get some
Yeah,
sushi.
yeah, like a real double date, couple.
A real DD.
Let's go get some raw fish and just party.
Yeah.
Turn up on Wednesday. You know what? Okay.
Let's get some uncooked tuna.
So I sent him a text. Not too long after, get the ellipses. I'm like, cool. It's gonna make this happen. I already was starting to text my wife. Hey, we're for sure gonna do sushi tonight. Like, don't eat any snacks after work. Stay hungry because we're gonna eat some great food.
Don't
okay?
snack out. We got some eel sauce coming our way.
Before I could hit send, I get another bing. Oh, he texts me back. Sweet. Click on that. What does it say? Sorry, we already have plans tonight. We're doing another double date with a different couple. What?
So this is a separate day, and
No.
you came out of nowhere.
He put the ball in our court because on Sunday he's like, "Hey, last minute, we want to do this with you guys." He reached out to us. And I said,
Yeah.
"Okay,"
and then
I
you
get it.
last minuted him.
because that's how he functions. Apparently, I was just trying to reciprocate the feeling.
Yeah, oh, so you're like, oh,
He put the ball in my
Oh.
court. The ball was ready to be slam dunked.
likes to play this fast and loose, and you said,
That's right.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna have to
right.
come in here as a little referee and say you're wrong.
You're supposed to have my back on this, so let me finish.
Let me get back on this. Benedict Arnold, how dare you?
So Benedict Arnold texted me and said, "No, sorry, we already had plans with another double date." It's like, whoa. If we had already discussed about having a double date later on this week, and you had booked something on Wednesday, why didn't you approach us with that first? Why did you just say, "Oh no, last minute they can't do something on a Sunday night," like the worst night of all days of the week to plan
Well,
something?
It's the Lord's Day and the Lord's night, so that makes sense.
And so we can't make that happen on their tight Golden Hill schedule, Mr. Benedict Arnold.
It's a night of prayer.
So what do? They toss us. They toss us to the wolves.
I must say, you sound hurt.
Oh, do I? Let's just say in this analogy, he can stay Benedict Arnold, and I can stay the sovereign nation of America that just got a knife in the back. Except that knife was uneaten sushi.
But I do feel like I need to break this down. He texted you.
I would like to
on
say that I'm
Sunday-
going to listen, but my feelings are hurt, so I don't care.
Well, I mean, Benedict, call in right now,
Mr. Arnold, call in.
So, he texted you Sunday saying,
Sunday night.
Can you go on a date night?
Yes.
So same day. Right. And you're like,
Sorry, can't
Too
make it
soon.
happen.
can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you on Wednesday text him.
Oh, you forgot the part in the middle where, hey, where we
days have
discussed. No. The part in the middle was like, hey, sorry, we can't do it. However, later this week, perhaps a weekday, say Tuesday, Wednesday, middle of the midweek.
Okay.
Arnie, check it out. Maybe we just push it to then. Like, not on the weekend. Why push this off? It's an amazing thing. Let's go enjoy some sushi. Let's only wait a few more days. Let's make this happen. Led me to believe that this
He was
gonna
not
happen.
seeing another couple.
they're over here
He's living his life outside of mine.
right behind my back, just doubling down,
Making plans
with
having friends.
with Sean and Melinda 2.0 over here, whoever they are.
So what you did was found out where they were going and
So
ordered.
this is where the story gets tasty.
Oh, here we go.
So we find out where they're having sushi deli, of course, Hillcrest. So they're
Legit.
legit. We've been there before. Like we were excited to go on the double date with them.
That was the go-to.
That's right. So we go to the hostess and they say, "Oh, how many in your party today? Just the two of you guys?" And I said,
You started openly weeping.
actually, there's a group of 4 here already.
No
and
need to have chopsticks. Just use the knife in my mouth.
you don't use a knife.
How do you eat sushi? Is it not with a blade?
No. So what do? We go over. We go over to the not when it comes to sushi. You have to respect culture, dude. You have to respect the ancient Japanese culture.
I respect the law of the caveman.
So who do we see in the corner laughing it up, having a great time, enjoying some edamame, maybe California roll or two, you know? So we go up to him and we're like, "Oh, hi guys." And then we direct our attention to whoever these people are.
Did you know that they were going to be there? So did you decide that you're like, hey, Benedict and
Mrs.
Benedict
Arnold.
can't make it tonight. Why don't we just hit up our regular spot and in memory of them go?
No, we had to win this one.
So you're
Like I'm America. I explained this analogy. Benedict Arnold, America. America always beats Benedict Arnold and sends him back
from whence
into
he
exile.
came? Right. No, I'm just trying to
From
see
whence
where
he came.
to see where this came in place. Where he's like, can't make it, and then you outside of this, or was there communication between you? Like, we're gonna be at Sushi Deli, and you're like, oh well, maybe we'll be around there.
You know, my memory's a little cloudy.
From all the anger.
So they're there, and we don't look at. We smile, say nice to see you, Mr. and Mrs. Benedict Arnold. Thank you for starting this date, and we turn our attention to whoever we're keeping whatever couple this was that we're keeping our seats warm. We said, "Get out of here." You're like, "Thanks for keeping the booth warm, fella." But you know what? You put the chopsticks down.
Dibzo.
Like you don't dare touch that rainbow roll. You guys can just get out. Don't worry. We'll take care of the tab.
Oh, you're
But
gonna pay for the meal.
No, not their meal.
That's very
Our meal.
nice.
It was just cool that no.
Oh wait, no, you're good.
So it was a little.
So you spoke to the server and said, "Can I get half of the check delivered to this person because they're leaving?"
Well, I can't remember. Do you pay at the front there? Either way, curse words were used.
A scene was made.
Fingers were pointed. A scene was made. Somebody may have ended up with a bowl of
Going
spicy
to
mayo on the top of their head. I don't want to name any names. I want to keep it confidential. I'm
sauce.
sorry, I didn't know you were allergic.
That's
so.
Mrs. Arnold to you.
Mrs. Arnold, I'm sorry. So anyway, long story short, Melinda and I have decided that we just were hurt too bad, and now
That's Mrs. USA to you.
Miss America. We're not gonna double date with them, nor any other couple.
Oh wait, you're going full isolation.
Just for sush, just for the sush.
So
It won't taste nearly
so
as
if
good
Mr.
anymore.
Arnold texts you and says you want to go out for dinner, you'll preface it with, "Is it sushi?"
What day of the week is
and
it?
if he
Is he
says no-
texting me?
I don't.
And has he apologized for his atrocious behavior?
I feel like your panties are a little bit in a bunch, and you.
He skipped over us like yesterday's brunch left over. Like he was just like, "Oh, you turn us down? Well, here's the middle finger."
He's
Oof.
a social butterfly.
He's a social butterfly that also likes to throw knives into his good friends' backs. And now
He was a caterpillar, and now he needs to spread his wings and fly.
into some kind of anti-American jag off.
You know what? But here's the thing: is I do believe I remember texting you Wednesday morning saying, "Do you want to get some sushi?" And you
did
said,
you?
and you said, nah. You said, nah, bro.
I did. I spell it Nahhhhh. I said,
Yeah.
Nah.
I was taken aback. Like,
I had plans.
I got a text.
I have
I
big
got a
plans.
text out with the Arnolds, and
I said I gave it to you in bullet point format because that's easier. We're visual people. So bullet number 1, nah. Number 2, no offense. Hope none was take. But this boy about to get a sushi on. Number 3.
yeah, I texted you for sushi, and then you threw it right back in my face saying, "Sushi, yes, you, no."
No, it was
You,
no to sushi. I'm gonna get sushi because bullet point number tray. And in conclusion,
I got a draft made out to the Arnolds.
I have to.
It's stuck in my outbox.
Yeah, I wish I knew more about Benedict Arnold and how karma finally caught up to him. I'd like to think that somehow he got his eyes gouged out, or his wife was thrown
Actually,
off of some kind of bridge.
Actually, he went back to England and was made vice prime minister. So he did pretty well.
But he was kicked out of the country because of his atrocious behavior.
Yes, but from what I understand,
I'm just saying, is this still America?
From what I understand, they sent him back to England where he grazed on sushi the rest of his days.
You know what? As long as he's not on my soil of freedom, and where people don't just throw double dates like
Like they're
just like so carelessly, just like bringing up an offer and then just refuting it, like somebody's like feelings aren't gonna get hurt. No, no, thank you. No domo arigato. Mr. Benedict Arnold Otto.
That was almost.
Thank you.
That was
That was almost something. So anyway, that's where I'm at, and I've lost my appetite for sushi.
But hold on a second. There's some holes in your story, sir. You threw the couple out, and you sat down and had sushi with them, so you ended up going on the double
Well,
date?
they were nice enough to get out of the booth because, I mean,
you went
they
up-
seemed like really nice people.
all you did
I
was-
could see why they.
All you
why
did
they
was
got-
walk up and say, "Scram!"
well,
They got the hint.
that's what I said.
And they said, "Who's this?"
And then my wife was following my lead, and then she did the whole.
She started.
USA, USA.
My wife and I, we live in a very patriotic household, and we weren't gonna have it, you know. And
Yeah.
you know, they were just as they were starting to scoot out of
You
the booth,
actually
you know?
don't have a front door. It's just a large American flag covering
That's
the
right.
front that also has.
You pledge allegiance to it first, and then you're allowed to pass.
as I do every time. But there's also right next to it, "Don't beware of the dog, beware of the owner," with a little gun sign.
That's right.
Because when you got that much freedom in your room, you know there's guns and ammo.
That's right.
Okay.
That's exactly accurate.
Well,
Well, so anyway, they were, you know, nothing, no real problems with them. I mean, it's not their fault that they're selfish people. But they started to scoot out of the booth because of the confusion. They could hear the tone of anger in my voice after all the F words. And there was a waitress that was walking by with some really hot sake. And the guy was like, "Hey, man, I don't want to make this a bigger deal than it is because I don't even know you. Obviously, you're upset, but maybe we can just finish our meal with Mr. and Mrs. Benedict Arnold, and maybe we could all go out for some froyo or something afterwards, you know? Like,
and then she said,
like the little
"We're-
peacemaker,
we're
like
busy."
like.
Oh.
So he throws that in my face. So what do? Grab the hot sake, threw it right in his face.
Oh, you got some musabi and then just wiped it on his tongue.
No, I didn't. I would never touch that devil's tongue. So anyway, no longer allowed back at that establishment. I have to go to 52 weeks of anger management. I can't enjoy sushi anymore. Ruined a close friend relationship. My wife.
Oh, you ruined your relationship with your wife?
No, oh no. We honestly, we went back to the second, you know, let freedom ring a little bit, if you know what I mean. All the tension and all the hot tempers and the hot sake really got things going. So we found out the best kind of foreplay is
And that's
just,
where you use 2 of the 3 mops.
they weren't even, I halfway through I was like, you know what, we need more mops. It's like
There's too much soy sauce.
spicy mayo everywhere. So anyway, the story is based on actual events. Obviously the names were changed to protect the innocent.
Oh my god.
And obviously there's somebody named that's not innocent. But he's not innocent.
I'm gonna edit out his name. I'm gonna edit it out, dude. No. No, dude. You're gonna have me make me do so much editing. No.
So anyway, that's what I'm gonna be doing the next 51 weeks is anger management sessions. Not eating
I feel
sushi.
like you need it. I do feel like you blew a little out of proportion and maybe in proportion
Did
at
I?
Post Malone.
Did I
style.
though?
I don't know.
I think it's okay to allow yourself to get angry over
How many
such
couples
injustices.
How many couples do you think a couple should have, or are you like, were you going steady with this couple? Like I thought we were exclusive.
We were the go-to double date couple.
You know what?
Had we actually
You know
gone
what?
on a double date, we mostly just canceled last minute for the most part. In
know
our
what, sir?
defense,
You know what, sir?
I'm all ears.
I thought we were closer.
Listen,
No.
Don't get
No,
me
no,
angry.
no,
I've got
no.
51 more sessions.
No, you
Talk to me later.
Listen, if you wanted to hurt my feelings, congratulations.
Oof. I never saw it. I never saw it from that point of view before.
This explains why you never reply to my double date text,
Ugh.
my group text message that is labeled DD.
Double date extravaganza. The double gruesome twosome over here.
Parentheses, sushi only.
Sushi only. And now I'm not allowed
And you're
back
constantly saying,
in this county of San Diego. Nah. I'm not allowed to have sushi in San Diego County. So if you want to go up to like LA or
the
something,
entire county?
hey, word spreads
Oh my
fast in
goodness.
the sushi biz. Are you kidding me? It's like it spreads like the clap, bro.
I
Like,
am subscribed to the Sushi Daily. So your
They
picture
canceled
was,
my
Your
subscription.
picture was loud and prominent.
yeah. So anyway, yeah, I was all over local news for like a day.
Don't give this man any California roll.
Can I just say one more thing?
As long as it's not the person's name.
One more thing. I regret nothing. His name was. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Noisy Business Podcast, aka Vendettas to Come. All right. So, if you liked what you heard today, if you can sympathize for a fellow patriot, perhaps, go ahead and follow.
If you like the USA, rate and review.
Right, that's right. Go ahead and subscribe.
Follow us on iTunes and
right.
Spotify. Leave comments. Rate,
Yeah. Also, ask more
rate us.
questions because we would love to introduce that segment again. It's very, very fun for us.
Yeah.
And also, if you want to invite my wife and I out on a double date, just as long as it's not a Sunday night and more than like a few hours in advance, we could probably give you enough time. We can give you enough notice, or we'll be down.
If you want to overcomplicate plans, text Sean.
Text me. I don't take anything personally. I'm a pretty easygoing guy.
We just spent, I feel like, 20 minutes talking about how personal it gets for you.
I'm gonna spend
And actually, how personal it gets for me, because
and I'm going to be spending 60 minutes once a week in anger management. All right.
well,
with that,
I can hear my baby cry.
All right.
So,
time to go.
have a
Thanks
good
for
one,
listening,
guys.
guys.
Like, stay noisy.